Hey there guys, thanks for joining me today. In this video, we're going to talk about the Bollinger Band and Supertrend combination strategy for intraday scalping. So this is I don't know if it's a commonly used strategy, but it's somewhat common in its nature and what it's doing. And we're going to go ahead and break that down, talk about exactly how it works, what it's looking at, its strengths, its weaknesses. Now, before we begin, for those who are new to my videos, I'm the Augur of Avon. I'm a stock trader and options dealer. I talk about trading, finance, technical analysis, all sorts of stuff like that. So if that seems your type of content, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel for more. And with all that out of the way, let's just start talking about the fun stuff. So you can see actually right here, the trade pretty much just set up and finished. What it is you're using the Supertrend, which is a longer term trend indicator, to give you, well, an indication of trend. And then what you do is you're using the Bollinger Bands as a short term reciprocator to look at that average, evaluate extremes above and below it based on its average true range, and then you take trades based on, well, expecting the trend to continue, where you would buy from the lower extreme in the trend and sell to the higher extreme in the trend, as long as the trend continues. And it's a fairly simple strategy. People do this in all sorts of ways, whether they're using series of moving averages, or they're using a reciprocator with a longer trend, or even a deviation reader along with like a 200 moving average or something like that. There's a lot of ways to do this trend inside of trend trading, where you're just, it's very simple. For this long-term trend to continue, these short-term trends have to be overall bullish. So you're just trying to get in and take advantage of one of these short-term trends inside of this long-term trend. You know this is gonna, as long as this stays green, this will hit this line eventually. That's just the math. This is pushing up from below, and that's pushing up down from above. It's basically creating a wedge. It has to hit one or the other in some length of time. This is a less sensitive average true range. This is 3 average true ranges, and this is only 2, and this is based on the absolute, and this is based on a moving average. So if the trend is moving up, then this moving average and these bands around it are going to be more sensitive in most cases than this trend itself, right? So basically, if it went any further below that, it would have broken this trend, would have invalidated this trade, and you pretty much had like a 1 point stop on that, and you can make a couple points. It's definitely a scalp. It probably only lasts a couple of bars. You see, let's go find another one. It also doesn't set up all the time. You gotta kind of watch, like you might have been able to take that one somewhere in there. The idea is just like to wait for it to retrace in a trend where there's low risk, and then just try to hold it for the next extension in that trend, just assuming the trend will continue. Now you can see sometimes it doesn't. You can come down here, you could have taken that, it's incredibly low risk, but then you lost. But it was low risk, so that was the point. I mean, maybe you got out up here, you got out like right on that bar, and you're lucky because it was close, but it's not really algorithmic, and it didn't even break that line. So like that would have been better. This was a downtrend, so you wouldn't have taken that. See? So there's definitely some issues with how often it sets up to the letter of the law, right? Like that was a valid setup. It went from there to there. But let's just keep going back and see. I mean, that one was valid, but it failed, and just keep going back. No. Yes, you got one right here. You got several actually. If you wanted to sit here and smoke this, came down. It got to the bottom. He tagged it there, or you got it there. Then hit the top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top. You could have been 3 really quick trades for a scalper. With probably it's not a great risk to reward ratio, but you could have done it. And that one was a little bit better than the last ones, but yeah. This one was really good down here. Got that one. It pops up. That's that. So I would say the weakness on this is sometimes you sit here, you wait and wait and wait and wait, and it never sets up. It's just kind of a waste of time. And that's definitely a drawback to an indicator, not having frequency. Because then you're either, well, to make the money you want to make, sometimes you're forced to take larger trades than you'd like to take, which can be uncomfortable and can actually end up causing problems in your account and all that, right? So often having an indicator that makes you wait very patiently for long periods of time can cause people to get emotional and stressed out, and that can be almost as bad as, it causes them to lose discipline, which is a risk, really. And you think about it, everyone loses discipline every now and then. Even the best of us won't be 100% perfect in their execution. And I think of that as a risk, and that's usually based on stress and all sorts of other stuff like that, right? So there's definitely that risk involved in something like this, where you could end up waiting a long time, or other times like this where you have like a dozen trades in a row. You get like one. Okay, maybe I was lying, but there would be times where it's going to be stop and start, where like sometimes you get a lot of trades, and sometimes you just sit here and do nothing. So it's going to be very frustrating to a certain kind of person. At the same time, it does have, overall, it has decent risk to reward, stuff like that. This is one where I'm not going to spend the time to actually throw together a strategy, just because, well, time constraints. To actually run a full back test on it over the last, 10,000 bars, I think it loads. You just kind of, take it as it is, I guess. Eventually I will start doing the back tests on the indicator stuff, but it's just a pain in the butt to code, to tell you the truth. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something about technical analysis, trading. It helps you become a better trader and investor and whatnot. And thanks for watching. Hope you have a great night.